Welcome to Chapter 12. After reading Chapter 12 and listening to the lecture, you should be able to answer the following. Explain the role of assessment in teaching. Explain how standardized assessments are used in education. Explain how high-stakes tests are part of the current push for accountability in education. Describe several approaches to assessing students' learning. Describe several emerging trends in classroom assessments. Explain how teachers develop high-quality classroom assessments. What is the role of assessment? Assessment is the process of observing student behavior and drawing inferences about student knowledge and abilities. Standardized assessments are pencil and paper tests that are taken by large groups of students and scored in a uniform manner. International assessments include the following: International Assessment of Educational Progress, IAEP, Trends in International Mathematics and Science Studies, TIMSS, Process of International Reading Literacy Study, PIRLS, Program for International Student Assessment, PISA. Norm-referenced assessments are assessments where students' scores are compared to the scores of others who are similar. The norm group is a comparison group of students. These types of assessments allow teachers to rank students by achievement. Criteria-referenced assessments are assessments where students' learning is compared with clearly defined criteria or standards. They do not indicate average. They indicate what students know and can do in a specific area. Holding schools and teachers accountable for students' mastery of state-mandated educational standards. High-stakes testing are state-mandated tests often have high-stakes consequences for students, teachers, and administrators. Approximately 7 out of 10 public school students in the United States are affected by high school exit exams. Consequences of high-stake tests include some of the following. Exit exams result in approximately 35,000 to 70,000 more dropouts each year. For 12th graders with no alternative pathway to a high school diploma, the dropout rate increases by 23%. For African Americans, the rate increases to more than 50% for boys and 65% for girls. Assessment methods include formal and informal assessments. Formal assessments include final exams, tests, and quizzes on subject matter studied, in-class seat work and homework, and critiques of performances. Informal assessments occur during teaching, made spontaneously. Teachers frequently make informal assessments of students at the beginning of each school day, or class session, and during lessons. Quantitative assessment provides numerical scores to evaluate learning. Work habits are dispositions necessary for effective thinking, learning, reflecting, independence, managing time, persistence, accuracy, and working collaboratively. Qualitative assessments are subjective assessments of students' performance. The word measurement means to gather quantitative data related to knowledge and skills acquired. The word evaluation means making judgments or assigning value to measurements. Formative evaluation measures students' skills to make decisions about teaching. Summative evaluation determines grades at the end of the semester or year. Some of the emerging trends in school assessments include the use of the following: alternative assessment, or directly measuring student performance through real-life tasks. They require students to apply knowledge and skills to solve problems instead of memory of facts. In authentic assessments, students must use higher-level thinking skills to perform, create, or solve problems. They require students to solve problems or to work on tasks that approximate as much as possible those that they will encounter beyond the classroom. The use of these types of assessments have shown to increase student achievement and attitudes towards learning improved. A portfolio assessment is a student's collection of work showing growth. It provides examples of important work undertaken by a student, and it represents the student's best work. Portfolios should be individualized, focus on students' accomplishments through their best work, be collaboratively evaluated by teachers and students, used to discuss student progress with parents, counselors, and teachers, and other teachers. In peer assessments, students assess one another's work informally during a class session. Students may be more open to accepting critical feedback from a peer. Peers may use a manner of speaking, making their feedback easier to understand. In self-assessments, students assess their own work. Students become more aware of the factors that promote or hinder their learning. In performance-based assessments, the following occurs when a student's ability to apply knowledge, skills, and work is observed and judged. They are used to determine what students can do as well as what they know, and they can help to answer the question, how well can students use what they know? Alternative assessments are designed to measure the performance of students who are unable to participate in the traditional large-scale assessments. They emerged as a result of the reference to alternative assessments in the 1997 reauthorization of the Individuals with Disability Education Act, or IDEA. They may consist of observing the student during the school day, asking the student to perform a task, and noting the level of performance, interviewing parents or guardians about the student's activities outside of school. Project-based learning, PBL, is when students work in teams to explore real-world problems and present what is learned. PBL promotes deeper knowledge of subject matter, increases self-direction and motivation, and improves research and problem-solving skills. Components of a high-quality classroom assessment include the following concepts or terms. Validity, or the extent to which assessment measure what they are supposed to measure. Valid assessments ensure that what students are asked to do is a direct reflection of state standards, goals, expectations, and/or targeted learning outcomes. Reliability, or the degree to which an assessment provides results that are consistent over time. Assessments yield similar results at different times and under different conditions. There are several types of scoring rubrics, including rating scales of pre-established performance criteria used to differentiate between levels of student performance, holistic rubrics used to score whole product or process, analytic rubrics used to score separate parts of the product or process. Lastly, multiple measures of assessment will allow students to develop positive views of themselves and subject, give more opportunities for success.